Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
See that little PRCK right there? He's waiting on me to take the fence down so he can run through the fence so he can go over and get in the yard. He hangs out right there, because he knows when I take the fence down there's no juice, then he can just step on through and do himself right over there. I'm just going to fill y'all in on what has happened, what has been going on. I am losing the contract to this farm. Starting January 1st, I have to be out. They decided not to renew the contract for various reasons that I'm going to explain to you, and to just let you in on what's going on. As y'all remember, back in late summer, they wanted me to build fence. I shouldn't say they, he wanted me to build fence for the deer hunters, or the hunters. And I stepped it off, as y'all seen in a video, and the bare bone was roughly 4 miles. But to fence it all was right around 5 miles. But I could get by on, I think it was 3.7 miles to be exact. Was the bare bone that I could get by with to keep the cows out of their hair. So I wanted a 5-year contract, 5-year lease, to justify me building all this fence. And the answer I got was no. So, well, let's back up here a little bit. I leased this place in 2011, or 2012. And I knew from the get-go that it was kind of going to be a sublease, because the guy that has it does not own the place. He is the caretaker, is what I'll call it. He's the caretaker of the place. He has kind of the say-so in the place. He takes care of it for the owner. So I was paying him, and he would pay the owner. So that went on for, see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and year 17. So 6 years. Everything was fine. Well, I contacted the owner because I didn't know if it was just preference for the caretaker of the place just not to do a 5-year lease. So I went to the owner and I explained to him what was going on and what was expected of me to do. And I informed him that the caretaker wanted me to fence in, or fence out the woods, fence in the pasture, fence out the woods. And he asked me who. I said, well, such and such. I'll put the name at the end of the video. And he asked why. I said, well, because the deer hunters are complaining. I guess my cows eat their corn, eat their minerals, you know, what cows would do. I feel like that's not really my problem, but, you know. And he informed me that there was nobody to be hunting on this property. That the only person that had permission was the caretaker and his son. So he told me not to do anything, not to proceed with building fence or anything of such. That he would talk to the caretaker and let me know on what to do and how to do it. Well, a few weeks passed. It was getting ready to be time to chop corn. I called him. He said, he gave me that, well, I've been busy, haven't had really time to think about it, and I haven't talked to the caretaker. And I was like, okay. I said, well, just let me know here in a few weeks, because I'll be chopping corn in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks passed, 3 weeks passed, and finally I called, and he did not return any of my calls, the owner. And so finally I just left him a voicemail and said, hey, I'm chopping corn on Monday. I'm going to be putting it on the property. If there is a problem that you do not want it put there, please contact me. I give you my contact information, my email address, yada yada yada. And no word. Well, after I got the corn chopped, I got it packed, got it covered, got everything put up, I get a call from the caretaker. Hey, I want you out by the 1st of January. I was like, okay. Well, let me back up a week. The week before I chopped corn, the caretaker called and said, hey, you ain't even tried to build any fence. So I said, well, I contacted the owner and he said for me not to do anything until I hear from him. And the caretaker lost it. I mean, he got furious because he knew he was in the wrong, that, you know, I let the cat out of the bag. So, you know, he gave me, you know, you have no damn business talking to him, you know, getting in his business or whatever, which, you know, I could care less who hunts here. All I wanted was a 5-year contract, just saying, hey, if you build this fence, you can stay here for at least 5 years. That's all I wanted. Didn't care about anything else. Because you know as well as I do, if I would go in and split this farm up the way it would have to be, with 2 strands of high tensile and electric, then anybody can come in here and lease the place. I would do all the work and more likely get the boot. So I wanted a 5-year contract just to justify me building this fence. So he got bent out of shape and he said, I'm gonna call the owner right now. And I didn't hear nothing from him for 2 weeks, because a week later I chopped corn, and after I got it all packed and covered and everything, I think it was about a week, 7 or 8 days later, whatever it was, I got a phone call, hey, I want you out by the 1st of the year, which I knew what that was. He waited until I got the corn packed, that way I would have to move it. And he told me, he says, I want you out by the 1st year, if not sooner. If I can get you out, I'll get you out sooner. And as some of y'all have seen in the earlier videos, the electric fence charger over there was taken off without notifying me. And in the agreement was I had the right to use the electric fence charger. He took it off, didn't tell me or nothing. Just took it off, which I know what that was, in hopes that the cows would tear up the fence, get my silage, getting hay, you know, just kind of make it chaotic for me. But I got that taken care of. And it just is what it is on that. I really don't care about that, but you know, it was just a butthole move to keep it PG. So I tried contacting the owner a couple more times. No reply, no answer, no return calls. So I went and found out where he lived. And I went and talked to him face to face, and come to find out he had a ankle replacement. Ankle transplant is what he called it. So he had been out for 3-4 weeks, which, you know, the owner of the place is a really nice fella. And I went and explained to him my situation, and he told me that I could leave my stuff here until the 1st of April. So I have moved all my cows down here. I have not heard from the caretaker since oh, it was the day that he took the fence charger off was the last time I talked to him. I think that was the 12th or 13th of October, maybe the 14th, somewhere in that ballpark. He came down here and got the charger, and he called me that evening and, you know, give me this spiel. You know, I've been harassing deer hunters, you know, and the deer hunters that was here, I just explained to him, hey, I went to the owner of the place and he informed me that there's nobody to be hunting. All I wanted is a 5-year contract. That's it. And he turned it around that I was telling people that, you know, I got a 5-year contract on here that everybody's gonna have to get off. And that wasn't the case. It was just him he's just trying to start stuff. That's all that was. You know, and So I have yet to find any place to put all these cows. There's 43 of them right here at this place. So I really don't know what I'm going to do. And right now, cows are in the tank. I mean, butcher cows right now are 25 to 38 cents. And cows they're selling $700, $800. And if I was to sell them now, I would probably average $800 around on them. And come springtime, I'd have to pay $1,200 to $1,500. So financially, it is not sound for me to do that. So I went and talked to a lawyer. And because before I had went and seen the owner, I was a little concerned about, if I didn't have everything off here, because technically, by law, they give you a set date, and after that date, whatever's left on the property belongs to them. And, there's 180 ton of silage here. And, with other stuff, with hay and squeeze chutes and, supplies that I have down here, which, most of that would have been moved out. But my main concern was the 180 ton of silage, that I refuse to dig up to go pack somewhere else. I don't want to do that because it's a long haul out of here to take it to my dad's place. So I went to the lawyer, and he informed me that there is two options. I could put a restraining order on everything that I own, entitled as, unjustly enrichment, which would give me 90 days to move everything, which, would put me to the 1st of April. And he said the other option is to go to the owner and just talk to him and try to get a written contract that gives me the 1st of April. So that's where I stand right now with that. I really don't want to be a jerk about it and have to go get a restraining order for a lawsuit, whatever you want to call it, just to get me the 1st of April. I would like for the caretaker to come to his senses and say, hey, that's fine, just leave it here the 1st of April, but the 1st of April I want you out. Because everything has went on, I'm ready to leave. It's just the last 5-6 months have just been chaotic. And I knew if I would stay here, there would be hard feelings, and I think things would just get worse. So I'm ready to move. So, I'm leaving out of here the 1st of April, no ifs, ands, or buts. So that's what's been going on. And, I don't understand why the deer hunters and I can't get along. I haven't talked to them. I barely see them. All they had to do was come to me and say, hey, is there something we can do about your cows? I mean, they could have came to me and said, hey, they're getting in my corn. I can't put up feeders. I can't put out minerals. They're a pain to hunt around. I'm afraid of shooting one or anything like that. We could have worked out something that the 15th of September, I could have all my cows in the bottom to where they go up there and hunt all they want to. Or another option would have been is to go up there where they got their deer stands, their plots, is to go in there and fence out a couple acres. I would have went in there and fenced it for them and, left it up to them to take care of it. But I would have went in there and built a fence for them around a 2 or 3 acre spot for them. Because deer, they jump the fence anyways. And to another option, I would have went this option, is if the caretaker and the deer hunters would went in there and bought the supplies and give me a timeline longer than 5 weeks. If they'd have bought all the supplies, I'd have built the fence. It'd have been fine. I wouldn't have cared. But, they want me to pay for it all and to build it all and to take care of it all, just so that, nobody is fussing about, cows getting in a bag of corn they pour out on the ground. But it's a shame that people just can't get along anymore. They just get so tied up in what they're wanting to do. People don't care about anybody else. You know, I'm the one down here that has, you know, $200,000 worth of stuff. You know, counting tractors and supplies and cattle and all that stuff. You know, I'm the one that has to foot the bill. You know, I'm the one that's sticking my neck out trying to make a living. You know, and they're just here to hunt. I'm here to make a living. You know, so I have all the cards. You know, well, that's not a good analogy. I'm the one sticking my neck out. You know, if something happens, you know, I'm the one left holding all the chips because, you know, I'm the one that has all the debt, has all the liability. You know, so it's a shame that we could not come together and, you know, come on an agreement. It had to go south just like this. You know, and now there's going to be hard feelings with people, and, you know, to each his own, I guess. So, you know, and even now, I got a phone call yesterday that some of the hunters are complaining about me blocking the road. And, oh my gracious, that leg is asleep. And, ow, I'm not sure where a road is. Is that my wife? Yep, sure is. You can see here, right there beside the silage is where I parked my SUV. But they were calling, said that my truck was in the way, my tractor was in the way, which my tractor is always over there, except for now. It's over here beside this silage. That should be a Richard Noggin call a tow truck, because there's one of the deer hunters that complain about me being in the way. He's in the way. Trying to put me out. They're just whining, to sum it up. That's all they're doing. You know, there's really not a defined road right here. I mean, it's, you know, it's a 50-foot swath here and a 30-foot down there. There's no reason why you can't get around. So, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Where are you going? Stupid phone. Anyways, I don't know what's going to happen. If I don't find a place, this will be the end of Small Town Farmer. Because I got a lot of cows. Well, I can't say I got a lot of cows, but I got 43 mommies and 30 calves that have nowhere to go. So if I don't find a place by 1st April, I guess I'm going to have to hang it up for a while until I find somewhere else and try it again. So I think this is good enough for the video. I had some more I wanted to talk about, but I don't know. Why can't we all just get along? So thanks for watching, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Comment if you like. Until next time, and as always, later.